this feels big for a spring training game because Skeens is going to have a limited number of starts, obviously. And if he's incredible, like if he's just blowing people away, everyone's going to want him to start with the Pirates. Should he, if he's great in spring training? I don't think he will.
Should he? Yes. But he won't. We know that. In fact, I had this discussion. Do you do a weekly YouTube for the Post-Gazette?
No.
Well, we have the YouTube channel. Anyway, I do it every week, and I was with Adam Bittner yesterday, and he asked the same exact thing. The thing about the best case scenario for the Pirates to me is that Roansy Contreras becomes a good pitcher again, and he's your fifth starter, right? And the other four are all pretty good. So there's no pressure to bring Skeens up until June or July when they want to. The worst case scenario is, what's his name? Marco Gonzalez is cooked.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
same with Perez.
Luis Ortiz, I think he's going to be okay, but whatever. And then Contreras doesn't get it done, and then you got to go to a guy like Priester, who I'm just not really sold on. So now all of a sudden you're 3 weeks into the season, and people are going to start, especially if Skeens is up in Altoona racking guys up. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, well, this guy needs to be here. So to me, this is a year they have to have pressure on them to win. The rebuild thing is over now. Okay? I'm not saying you got to go win the World Series. I don't even know if you necessarily have to make the playoffs. But you better be in September playing meaningful games with this group. And so my point is, Joe, they need to bring I think they have 27 men roster now. I think they have a couple of extra pitchers or something. Whatever it is, 26, 27, whatever it is. The best 26 or 27 in the organization need to come up. If it were me, and Skeens shows that he can handle himself, I might start him out like they did with David Price.
In the bullpen.
Start him in the bullpen. Get him used to pitching against Major League, and then you start building him up. And then at the trade deadline, if Perez or Marco Gonzalez or whatever his name is, if one of those guys is reasonably good, you trade him and you put Skeens into your rotation for the second half of the season. That's the kind of thing that I could be okay with. But it's really going to come down to, does the pitching staff, 1 through 5, give them an opportunity every night to win? Because if they don't, people are going to go crazy for Skeens, especially, like I said, if he's in Altoona, striking guys out.
Well, they're going to be ticked if this guy is great in spring training starting today. He doesn't come north in the first place. Because nobody cares about 2032 if they have the extra year of control. You know what I mean? They care about now. When is now? Now is now.
That's what I said. This year has to be a year where it's all about winning now. And here's the other thing, Joe. This is what makes this Skeens thing a little different. Okay? Usually in baseball with the draft, most of these guys, let's face it, like how many games or how many times did you see Nick Gonzalez play before they drafted him? I don't know that I watched a single game. And where is he from? New Mexico or whatever. A lot of times, the guy that's drafted, you might have seen highlights of. You might have seen a little, right? But we watched Paul Skeens all last year in the SEC tournament, in the NCAA tournament, in the College World Series. I saw the guy pitch probably, 8 times, 9 times? So it's almost like it's got that feel of like an NFL draft, where this is a guy that we've watched play. We know he's old enough. He's got incredible stuff. He throws at 103. Okay, why is he not, just like, okay, we just drafted this dynamic running back. Why is he not the starting running back? Or, well, we just drafted this dynamic quarterback. He should be the guy, right? That's the feel that you have, which you almost never have in baseball. That's the pressure the Pirates have, is that all of us, and not just us here, I'm talking about fans, people that follow baseball, we all watch this Paul Skeens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're all familiar with him. And so his name is familiar. He's got sort of, let's face it, he's got sort of a legendary thing going on with, who does he date? He dates somebody,
Olivia Dunn?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Olivia Dunn, is that her name?
He's got that larger-than-life persona because he's got superhuman.
That was only after she broke up with City Limits, by the way.
Right. But
That's
but what I'm saying is he's got that larger than life persona because he throws it 103. He's a power arm. All the stuff. That's why there's going to be enormous pressure on the Pirates to get this guy up here. If he starts out good, if he is in spring training, he's good. He's good in Altoona, and if the Pirates don't figure out spots 4 and 5 really in their rotation, I mean, I guess Ortiz is going to be 4, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you look at it, if their rotation starts out bad. We're going to take if you and I are doing this in like 2 months, we'll be sitting there. Well, hey, it's the whatever Joe show. We'll give out the numbers. What do you think of the Pirates? We'll have people call for 4 hours screaming about how they're not bringing up Paul Skeens.